Hey everyone, welcome to the Game Week 27 preview video. Remember to do the background today, unlike my review video yesterday. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. It wasn't the most exciting video as last week went really bad. But despite that, still some people commenting and some new subscribers, so I always appreciate that. And if you're liking this content and haven't subscribed yet, please do so yourself. I'd really appreciate that. Now into the 80s. But without further ado, we'll go through what this team looks like. I've already done my transfer, so I'm just going to talk about that as we're going through the team. It was a pretty obvious one for me. And then we'll go through the top 5 that I think from this upcoming week. But based on how things have gone since the wild card, where I thought I had a really strong team, don't know if you should be listening to my suggestions. Anyway, we'll start Shenzhen net against Empoli. Seems like a very clean sheetable game, if I'm going to make up that word. I don't see why they can't get it against Empoli, but I don't see why they couldn't get it against Torino as well. So the opportunity is definitely there. Not 100% going to happen, obviously, but better than injured Lazzarini right now. It's a shame that he got injured because up until then I had 2 starting goalies again. Singo is going to come back into the squad, was out last week facing a tougher opponent. But I'm going to bring him in against Cagliari. Very possible for a clean sheet there. And of course, Singo always carries that attacking return threat as well. We're going to have Smalling coming in against Spezia and Calabria against Udinese. Once again, bigger teams. A lot of these bigger teams are going to be upset with how they all dropped points last game week. And I'm sure are going to be coming back with a vengeance, ensuring 3 points this week. So I do have a lot of faith on this Roma and Milan defense this upcoming game week. Then we got this midfield that hasn't been too impressive to me yet. Çalhanoğlu, I give him all this respect with the year and didn't pick him up. Finally pick him up, and then he stops producing. So it's frustrating. Oliveira back in against Spezia. Oliveira's been playing. He hasn't been getting the opportunities that he was right when he started with Roma, but I'm hoping that starts coming back again. Diaz is one I don't really like. When I have a time where I don't need to substitute someone that's injured, I might bring Diaz out. Just he comes off early in games, questionable start sometimes as well, and hasn't really been contributing like I wanted him to. And what you'll easily see right away is my transfer for the week was Dybala to Cuadrado. Bringing Cuadrado back in, he had a good game against Torino with getting the assist. He's much cheaper, frees up a lot of money for me. This is going from someone that's 10.3 or something, I don't know, or 9.7, I think Dybala was, down to 6 point something. So I'm going to have some space in the bank again. With Vlahovic, I will probably captain Vlahovic again. He had a good Champions League game. That's the only thing that I'm considering might not be good, is the fact that he did play Champions League. Makes me wonder if I think he'll play for sure, but how much time he get will be in question. Plus, they have I think a Coppa Italia match upcoming as well against Fiorentina this midweek. Rafael Leao up front again, as well as Dzeko. So all of my players should have relatively winnable, good fixtures for them. And my bench is going to be Mario Rui, Petric, and Milinkovic-Savic. Obviously, this could completely backfire on me. If this is a high scoring, if Milinkovic-Savic scores some goals, which he obviously can against Napoli, or either side gets a clean sheet, I'll regret it. But I think it just makes the most sense to go with all of these that have a good chance in getting some points. And then, yeah, if some of these players in the Napoli-Lazio game get points, I'm going to regret that. But at the end of the day, I just think it makes the most sense to sit the players with the tough fixture, because all of these players that I have, like, they're all good players. Maybe if I were to make a switch, maybe I should put Milinkovic-Savic in for Diaz, just because Diaz is such a question mark lately. But I don't know. Tough call there. Let me know what you think I should do in the comments, and maybe I'll change it last second. But this is what I think my team's going to be. I'm going to go with Vlahovic as captain as of right now, and Dzeko as vice. And yeah, that's kind of what we're looking like. Let's see what overall in this week across the league. So Singo is the one that's been brought the most, as well as Delict after scoring that goal. Barak and Caprari make a lot of sense being brought in, lighting it up for Hellas Verona right now, and Berardi being brought in too, which is interesting. Outgoing players are Immobile after the injury, obviously Dybala, Kundreva, okay, that's interesting, and Di Lorenzo and Simeone are interesting as well. As far as my top 5 players that I would pick, I think you still got to go with Vlahovic. Still, Juventus' sweet run of fixtures right now. Yeah, they've been playing bad, but that's going to turn at some point, and Vlahovic is going to bury some. The next one I would say is, yes, I have him as well. Actually, the 3 strikers that I have, I think are really good players to have right now based on the fixtures. That's why I brought them in. So Leao, based on price and the fact that he's attacking, I think he's a good player to have, as well as Dzeko. Whether you have Lautaro or Dzeko, I think is a toss-up. Lautaro, I guess, might have the penalties, so he might be better, but I just think saving that almost 2 mil right there, I think that's worth going down to Dzeko right now. So I'd say so far the 3 strikers of Vlahovic, Leao, and Dzeko are people I'd want to have, or players I'd want to have in, not just because of how good they are, but also future implications as well. Leao avoids, or Leao allows for money to be put elsewhere, right? The next player is Theo Hernandez, another assist last week, getting more good fixtures as well right now. So having Theo Hernandez is a great player to have on your side. I feel like such a hypocrite always saying him every single game week and still not having him, but I don't have the money for him. But if you do, great player to have in your squad. And one that I haven't said yet, and this is another one that could be between 2 players, and they're right on the screen. I'm going to officially make it Caprari. Very cheap, $6 million midfielder for Verona, who's been crushing it. So cheap, allows money to be put elsewhere, and Verona has some good fixtures coming up. If you want to put Barak or instead, that would be good as well. They're both performing pretty similarly. They're both playing about the same position, like an attacking midfielder, a shallow striker role. Just Barak's 0.5 mil more, so that's why I went with Caprari, just to bank that extra money. But either of them could be doing, or getting both. If you had like Barak, Caprari, and Cuadrado in your midfielder, 6 mil midfielders, you have a lot of money to put elsewhere. You can be looking at some big strikers and some expensive defenders if you wanted to as well. So just some food for thought there. Let me know what you think. If you think I should be putting someone else up there or taking someone down, feel free to put in the comments, and I will see you after this game week. Hopefully it's better than the last. Take care.